Good. Alright, and that's that. So, it ain't the best I've ever seen in my life, but it sure ain't letting go. Alright guys, I was lucky enough that wire is about 10.5 inches long, and it wraps around there just right. I put a piece of PTFE plastic between the wire going under to the bottom and the wire going to the top, and I'm just going to coat this entire thing really well with the with this stuff, and then put Kapton tape on the outside. And once it's set up and hard, I think it'll be fine. It comes up a way higher than I really like, but you know what? We're gonna try it. Alright, for all intensive purposes, this is what we've got going on. Now I'm going to actually drill a hole right here in this little block straight down, and that's where I'm going to put my thermistor, so I can still grab it on the sides to unscrew the tip. I think this is going to work alright. Alright, well, I've managed to drill a hole down there, and I drilled it just right into the end of the tungsten nozzle here. So I'll put a tiny little bit of this compound in there when I put this together. That'll work out well. And Mr. fits right in that hole. Alright, so what I did is I ended up taking two sizes of PTFE tubing, the small one and the big one, and they almost fit inside each other to the point where I could fit a wire and the one PTFE tubing in there, so I've got one isolated from the other like that, and then it just comes down and it's right at the end. So that will just stick in here. It'll just be taped on there, and then I can do my wire junctions up here. And this PTFE tubing is pretty stiff, so it won't allow for anything dramatic to happen, I hope. Okay guys, so that's really it. I did go ahead and put some of that compound in the end down there. I think it's got pretty good thermal conductivity, so it should be pretty good. I could have put something else in there like, oh, I forgot what it is, heat compound. But I'm going to basically heat shrink all these together up here, right in this section, so that all these are sort of affixed. Actually, yeah, because I'm going to attach the wires here physically up here so nothing else moves. So I'm going to go heat shrink this, put a couple more layers of Kapton tape here, but this will allow me to still take the end off, and actually I can unscrew the heating element from there. It's all a isolated thing. We'll see how that works. I have no idea. Trial and error. Alright everybody, so here we are. I've taken these two pieces off. Not necessary to show you the final heating element. So this is the heating element. Thermistor is right in this block right here, which is exactly where we want it to be, deep down inside there. Heat shrunk everything so it doesn't really move around. I can still unthread it and put it on a new unit, and then I've soldered on the ends. These ends right here are actually really nice. They're RC connectors. I need to find out what brand and type they are, because I want to order some more for the new OSD printer. I love these. And then I'm using an old connector like this for the thermistor. I don't particularly like this style because I've had lots of issues with corrosion. So the last step besides testing this just like this with nothing else connected to make sure it gets up to temp and holds a steady temp without anything bad happening. The other thing is I'm going to use PTFE tape. I'm going to wrap them on here when I assemble this, and that'll allow all the plastic not to squeeze out the wrong places. However, you want to make sure you don't get any wrapped in here because it'll try to go out the nozzle and clog it up. Let's go test this thing, see how it works. Okay, so I've connected these up to their appropriate positions. We're reading 25 degrees right now with this little unit as is. So we're going to turn this on and we're going to just see what temperature. We're going to go up to 100. So we're heating up. Look how fast they're heating up. It's making a few noises. You can hear it. That's from the plastic stuff setting. I don't see any smoke. So now we need to really kind of tune the PID because that sucker heated up fast, but it's just the block. Alright, well, I'm going to let it cure for a while at 100 and go from there. Alright, I ended up putting the Hottend on there, cranking it up a little at a time. It's always a little scary when you do this the first time because we'll bring it up to 200 because it sort of wants to make some smoke and things. See it? You can see it in the light. I can see it coming off. So that first time cranking it up always is a concern, but gotta do it. See if we can push some filament through it. It's only at 200, but look at that. I always like to see what it looks like when you pull it back out. Looks fine. There's no big clump at the end, it's small all the way through. That's ideal in my opinion. That means when you do retraction, it's not trying to pull out a bunch of stuff up high. So now what I'm going to do, I'll push this in here. And I'm going to let it sit for a couple of seconds. As if it was in there while it was hot. And then we're going to push it again and make sure it still goes. Yeah, pretty good. Again, we're only at 200. So I'm not maxing this guy out. Oh yeah, see? Pulled it right there at the end. And there's not too much up here that's hot. You can actually still see the ribs. So that's a really, really good thing. So because I have that PTFE liner in there, it does really good with that. This is good. I'm excited. I need to fix this for a long time. The only real reason I'm doing this is because I really do like this tungsten nozzle, and it has to be threaded into a block. So this is the old block. This is a Chinese block with a like 10-watt heater or something, and oh, I hate it. I don't like this type at all. It drives me nuts that they even designed them this way. I don't know why if you would want even heating, you wouldn't put a circular heating block on your Hottend. It doesn't make sense why you wouldn't do it this way. So, I think it's ready to start printing. Yeah, we gotta do a few more things though. Okay, so the preliminary tests seem to be really good. I'm very happy with this thus far. Until we really test with it, we won't know. Now there's one thing that I'm gonna fix before I go on, and that is, you see how there's some slop in here? That's because we drilled a 5mm hole for a 4mm tube. That's because we had to thread this with a the proper size bolt. Now I could have not drilled all the way through, but actually I'm gonna make a little insert for this right here. This little bit of slop may not